Greetings, ghosties from the other side of the screen. My name is Sensable, and welcome to another reaction video. So, I listen. I know it's been a long time, but I promise you, I've been to hell and back to get this video out. And what video am I talking about? Of course, if you saw the title down below, you know I'm talking about the death battle between Ghost Rider versus Spawn. So, if you remember in the last episode when the preview came out, I am a little biased here. But before we get into that, I want to take a moment to say, so I apologize in advance for the lateness of this video. My schedule has been just completely just a flustercluck lately, and I haven't had time to record. But luckily, I've managed to keep myself completely blind, so I still haven't seen anything about this. I mean, apart from the, next time on Death Battle, because, it's already been a few weeks, and the next battle's coming out Monday, and, I'm gonna have to find time to record that one. But yes, I am a little biased with this battle. But after seeing the previews, I will say that I do personally think that Spawn is going to win. And I feel like it's another situation to like what I did with Kratos versus Ashura, where I thought Kratos was going to win. But because of the preview and the way they had it set up was that Spawn is like so much more fucking broken. And there's really nothing that Ghost Rider could do. But with that being said, let's just jump into it and, see what happens, man. Oh yeah, this is the
Spawn, the spirit of vengeance versus the dark angel of Armageddon. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
I forgot. This is like the sprite art.
Skills to find out who would win a death battle. Johnny Blaze has always been a man possessed.
Yep.
Facing the thrill of certain doom by performing death-defying stunts.
Hold on 1 second. Let me turn this up actually a little bit. I should have probably checked this beforehand, but YOLO.
Following the example of his adoptive father.
There we go.
Until the day Crash lived up to his name and got cancer, heartbroken, and without enough bump of fruit to save him, he turned to the only thing that could.
Satan.
Oh!
To cure Crash's cancer, Johnny sold his soul to Mephisto, king of the 8th layer of hell.
Only for Crash
Hell
to
yeah.
actually live up to his name right after.
And Crash.
Instead of scooping
Yep.
up Johnny's soul, Mephisto had something else in mind. He bound Johnny to an instrument of divine wrath, Zarathos, the
Yeah.
spirit of vengeance.
So Johnny Blaze lived up to his name and burst into hellfire. An undead skeleton biker with a sick-ass hug. The 5th scariest Nick Cage performance. The stuntman from hell.
Wait, the 5th scariest? What do they consider the 4? Comment your suggestions down below on what the 4 worst Ghost Cage performances are.
He called himself the Daredevil.
Sorry, Johnny, that name's taken.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
then how about the Ghost Rider?
Ghost Rider is so much better.
Definitely didn't forget that we named a character the same thing only 5 years earlier. All you.
The Ghost Rider was bad.
Wait, what? That's a thing? Oh. That's... Yeah, I mean, that's fair, actually. I mean, Ghost Rider, imagine that name. Like, it's such a fucking badass name. Like, you can't just sit here and just, like, pass up on that, you know? Real name, Jonathan Johnny Blaze. Height, 188 centimeters, 6'2", weight, 98.8 kilos, 228 pounds. Former stunt cyclist, bound with Zarathos, the spirit of vengeance. Former king of hell. Fellow Ghost Riders alongside Danny Ketch and Robbie Ryers. All right, I forgot that there's other versions of, the Ghost Riders. I wonder if they're gonna like do that or if they're gonna stick mainly to Johnny Blaze. I feel like they are, but
Bad news for Earth sinners and scumbags.
I wonder if they are gonna like
pull down skyscrapers, blow up
compare them
mountains, and cause
to like
earthquakes
other
be
Ghost
felt
Riders.
across whole countries.
Don't even think about fighting back. He can remake his whole body from the hellfire that engulfs him, making him immune to all physical.
Oh, I almost forgot about the boxes. This is the first one, right? I didn't miss any. Thank God. I mean, thank thank the devils. Ghost Rider's body is mystical in nature, not subject to ordinary bodily limitations such as fatigue. Attempts to tamper with his biological makeup have been proven ineffective. Wait, his biological makeup can't be tampered with. And if I remember correctly, Spawn has the ability to manipulate reality, right? So even then, he couldn't really just manipulate Ghost Rider's body because it can't be tampered with because of his biological makeup.
Damage. Only holy weapons that target his soul can harm him.
It's not just his body, his whole arsenal is hellfire. Ghosty can create anything he can.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Damnation Stare, Demonic Magic, Hell Cycles, Hellfire, Mystic Change, Penance Stare. Wait, what's the difference between the Damnation Stare and the Penance Stare? Are they the same thing or are they different? Regenerative healings and a soul manipulation, superhuman physique. Okay, listen. There is a point that I want to ask about later on once we start covering Spawn, because in the preview I do remember again I heard Spawn has the ability to manipulate reality, but has Ghost Rider ever fought like Thanos and like actually stood his ground against him while he had the Infinity Stones? Because the Reality Stone lets Thanos warp reality however he wants, right? So then, if Ghost Rider can handle that, wouldn't he be able to basically, you know, take care of, like, be able to deal with that? Maybe?
Think of from an infinite stream of chains, a shotgun packed with fiery rounds, or a flaming missile barfed right out of his mouth. Life goals.
And he can imbue other objects with hellfire, such as his Hell Cycle.
Yeah.
His bike can outpace Thor's hammer Mjolnir, which can cross the universe in seconds.
Hellfire is a weapon in and of itself, whether shot out of his hands, raining down from the sky, or released from his...
Oh no.
His boner, Wiz. Get it? And it doesn't just scorch flesh. Hellfire is so deadly, it can burn away your very soul.
This technique would be mastered by Johnny's successor, his own brother, Danny Ketch.
Oh yeah, Johnny's not the only Ghost Rider, and Danny was
Oh,
the first
here
to
we
master
go.
their most famous move. You know, the one that burns your soul to smithereens with just a look. The Penance Stare.
The Penance Stare inflicts upon its victims every ounce of pain they
Yeah.
Every cruelty, no matter how small or righteous, is reflected back. A biblical punishment.
Obliterating your soul.
Oh, ooh. Good place to stop. That's a dope shot right there. That chef's kiss right there. Danny at the time had absorbed numerous spirits of vengeance to overpower Johnny. Later, Johnny proved to be Danny's superior in combat. So, yeah, it looks like they are doing a little bit of comparison between the different Ghost
It even worked
Riders.
on other Ghost Riders, like when Johnny and Danny got into a staring contest and Danny actually depowered Johnny.
Eyes are windows to the soul, so the Ghost Rider must be able to match his victim's gaze for the Penance Stare to work. Some people have survived it, like the Punisher supposedly because he didn't regret his actions, but it did work on him on other occasions.
Well, Johnny can adjust how deadly it is, and it doesn't necessarily have to kill you. He can use the stare to read minds, force you to confess info, or just show you the error of your ways.
Remember, the Ghost Rider is two souls in one body, with the kinder Johnny battling the demon Zarathos in a war of control.
Classic Faustian bargain. All the
Yep.
power in the world, but if you want it, it uses you. Because if Johnny gives in, the demon's full might
Wow,
will take
sounds like
over,
Hulk, huh?
and everything is screwed.
Zarathos' strength is bound.
Oh god, here we go. Asgard is shown to be in higher dimensional space and beyond the final universe. As the Marvel multiverse contains an infinite set of universes, this means Asgard's distance from Earth is infinite. Oh god, I paused at a bad time. I don't even know what they're talking about at this point. Hold on.
He can open up portals between dimensions, control the elements, pen and stare an entire city, and fly all the way to Asgard, which is
Yep. There. There it is. It can fly to infinity. Okay.
a literal infinite distance away.
He's manhandled some of Marvel.
It's gonna be a similar situation to Ghost Rider Lobo, where Ghost Rider or Johnny isn't gonna be able to do much, but then they switch to Zarathos, and Zarathos is gonna completely trash. Or maybe who knows? Maybe Zarathos still won't be strong enough for to take on Spawn. Source of Ghost Rider's power: demonic physiology, nature manipulation, magical energy manipulation. Oh no! Can can that affect the what is it? The ectoplasm that Spawn uses for his powers? Because if so, oh my god. Other hosts: Alessandra Jones, The Hood, A Single Mother, Scrimmer, Danger, Craven. Wait, really? Craven was a host for Zarathos at one point? Oh, that sounds absolutely terrifying. And possibly an angel.
Marvel's
Even
heaviest
better.
hitters like Thor, World War Hulk, and Doctor Strange. Hell, Strange said Zarathos is a threat to all realms, mortal and immortal.
Hyperbole? Think again. The Archangel Zadkiel said that the power of the Ghost Rider could threaten all of existence, and even bring down heaven itself.
Right before an army of Ghost Riders did just that. Yeah, an army. The spirits of vengeance are legion.
As far back as the Great Flood,
Oh, we're getting into. Oh, well, the first heavenly spirits of vengeance emerged after a great flood. Mephisto has been creating them even earlier. The first recorded Ghost Rider appeared circa 1 million BC and teamed up with a young Odin at the first Iron Fist. Bro, did we have a caveman Ghost Rider? Oh, that'd be dope.
bonded to the vestiges of God's power to act as his divine wrath on Earth, a sort of heavenly Black Ops.
Okay, wait, does that make Zarathos an angel now? Or is he still a demon?
Both? Neither? Despite being one of the greatest entities in existence, it's unclear. What we do know is that ages ago, Zarathos feasted on souls and battled Mephisto for rulership of his realm. Mephisto, ever the trickster, claimed victory and gained control of Zarathos forevermore. Hence how he
Ooh.
could bond him to Johnny.
But Zarathos got his revenge against that big red bitch with another Ghost Rider, Alejandra Jones. Bet you wish you had one more day to fix that hole in your chest, huh?
Comic book fan punching bag though he may be, Mephisto is unbelievably powerful. A battle with him could cause omniversal Armageddon, fitting as his fight with Galactus rents the cosmos asunder.
And Galactus's fights can destroy all of Marvel's infinite multiverse. That's the kind of awesome power at Zarathos' disposal. Total cosmic annihilation.
So it was no surprise when Johnny went down to the underworld and took Hell's throne for himself, usurping the devil that ruined his life and finally grabbing destiny by the handlebars.
Scoring the total power of hell itself, plus a sick-ass upgrade.
I was sure to check my previous statement. Go Team Ghost Rider. Let's go. I can't believe I give it up so freaking easily. As key to Hell, Johnny broke through a million different enchantments placed by Doctor Strange and Wong and harmed Lilith, who planned to merge all of the netherworlds. Holy shit, dude.
The damnation stare, which skips the whole every pain you've ever inflicted thing and just sends you straight to hell. No shot.
Oh!
As they say, the
That's the difference. Pen and Stare is like, oh, you could go to hell, but we're gonna make you feel the pain and make you change your ways. The damnation steer's like, nope, you're coming with me, mister.
Oh, uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. Johnny began an obsessive crusade to capture all of hell.
Oh, here we go, some feats. Outsped Mjolnir, survived a battle in World War Hulk, used Pen and Stare on a whole city, took a missile that would have destroyed the Angel St. Michael, fought the Avengers to a standstill, defeated Doctor Strange, Mephisto, Null the Living Darkness, and Zadkiel. Who's Zadkiel? I feel like I know this, but I don't. Didn't they just mention him too? Isn't someone's got a comment below. I'm pretty sure.
Hell's escaped demons. But by using his new power to damn them to hell, he began absorbing their evil, feeding off of it, and it corrupted him. Once again, Johnny Blaze was a man possessed.
In truth, Johnny was just as trapped by Hell's power as he'd always been, and he needed Danny's help to pull him out of the darkness.
Though he gave up Hell's throne, the Ghost Rider continues his war against demons without and within, mentoring his fellow Ghost Riders in the ways of vengeance, always prowling the highways for the evil and the profane.
An unstoppable engine of judgment that, with just a glance, could make Galactus himself shit his pants.
Maybe one day he'll find salvation in the eyes of one of his victims.
Cause they sure as hell won't find any in his.
Dude, that was so fucking dope. Okay, already. Yeah, this has sold me. Okay, I am sold. Ghost Rider all the way, baby. Ghost Rider all the way.
This battle is sponsored by Robin Hood Gold.
With Robin Hood,
Robin
Gold, you can now
Hood.
enjoy the CIA's most a lieutenant colonel.
Right there. There we go.
If Al Simmons
Alright,
was
here
one
we
thing,
go.
he was a killer.
A lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army and the CIA's most decorated assassin, Simmons upheld democracy around the globe at the barrel of a gun, painting the third world in red, white, and blue, but mostly red.
Red.
Until
Yep.
his final fateful mission when, per his boss's orders, Al was fired.
The burning was only getting
Ooh.
started because Al's immortal soul was on a one-way trip to hell.
Where he cut a deal with Malvosia, the big, naked lord of the eighth circle of hell.
By their
The big naked lord. Why do they have to specify it like that? That's so weird. Oh god.
pact, Simmons would be reborn a Hellspawn, a superpowered commander of Hell's armies, in exchange for seeing his wife one more time.
Oh, buddy, you're just asking to get monkey's blood.
Al Simmons returned
yeah.
from the dead as a decaying zombie 5 years later, after his wife had already remarried and had a
Yep.
daughter.
There,
Yep.
you saw her.
Monkey
Now
pawed.
Get back to work, bitch.
Thus was born the undead warrior from hell itself, Spawn.
He's
Okay, listen. I forgot to mention it before we started this, but does anyone in the comments who's watching this, did they find it ironic at all that like literally the past like like almost most of the battles this season have been like these gritty, dark, edgy characters. Like we literally have Ghost Rider and Spawn now. We had Kratos versus Asura. We had what was the one they just did? Oh yeah, the next one we got Mahito versus Shigaraki. That's literally 3 battles in a row where they have like these edgy dark characters. Like, bro, what next? Are we gonna get the Hulk versus Godzilla after that?
so 90s that he could.
Oh, right. Information. Full name, Albert Francis Simmons, aliases, Lieutenant Colonel, Hellspawn, Al, the Sad Man. The Sad Man. Height, 109 centimeters, 6'3", 181.4 kilograms, 400 pounds. You're 400 fucking pounds? Oh, dang! Former CIA assassin, Found with K7 Letha, neural parasite, former King of Hell, longest running independent comic book character. See, this is part of the reason why I was thinking like this could go is because he's a former CIA assassin. He's got actual certified training. So even if he loses his powers, I feel like he still could technically stand a chance just because of his CIA training. But
Comes all the way back
who
around
knows?
to being the coolest thing ever. Look upon his edge, wizard, and despair.
Spawn would violently defend New York's downtrodden, while slowly uncovering the full breadth of his demonic powers.
He's like a walking superpower encyclopedia. He can fly,
Yep.
teleport, turn invisible and intangible, move things with his mind, make force fields, control the elements and the weather, and even stop time. Speaking of time, he can fly so fast, he literally breaks into other dimensions and smashes time as a concept.
He can manipulate matter, shapeshifting his own body or transmuting other objects and people. He can even control and absorb your soul.
Wait, Wiz, if he can rearrange molecules and crap, why doesn't he just fix his uggo face?
Well,
I mean, at least Ghost Rider's body can't be messed around with the molecule tampering. That's good, right? That soul though. Let's just continue.
well, he tried to do that, but Malbolgia cursed him so that he could only make himself. Yeah.
Oh, it's petty trolling like that that gets you a throne in hell.
To be fair, Spawn can achieve a similar result with illusions and mental manipulation. He can read and control minds, implant and replace memories, or simply drive you mad.
Spawn can do all of this.
Oh,
crazy
that's
shit.
great to know. Make me mad. Do it. You won't do it. Body manipulation, intangibility, invisibility, shapeshifting, transmutation, regeneration, elemental manipulation, energy absorption, flight, mental manipulation, necromancy, necroplasm, sin and soul manipulation, teleportation, time manipulation, weather manipulation. So he could technically manipulate Johnny's soul, right? But could he manipulate Zarathos? And also elemental manipulation. Can he actually manipulate the Hellfire?
Because he runs on necroplasm. Basically, hell juice.
There it
You're
is,
not wrong.
necroplasm.
is the energy that makes up hell itself. Al's undead body is composed of 400 pounds of it.
He can wield it like an energy blaster empowered by the sins of others. Spawn can absorb your evil and feed off of it. By simply walking on Earth, Spawn feels all of humanity's pain all at once.
He's even absorbed the sins of 8 million New Yorkers instantly, cleansing them of their evil.
Like Jesus?
Or he can do the
Like
reverse, make you
Jesus?
experience the full weight of your own sins, feeling every bit of pain you've ever inflicted on others over your whole life.
Like some sort of penance.
Though Spawn's
Oh god, they both have a penance there. Oh no. Oh god.
necroplasm comes with a catch.
Yeah, he's got unlimited amount of the stuff, and it drains every time he uses his powers. If he runs out, he's dragged back to hell.
Even depowered, Spawn can rely on his elite military training in hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah.
He's even
That they nailed it. I called that shit so much. I knew it. Like even if he loses his power, he's got that CIA training that he could rely on. But I feel like at the same time, the question is, what even happens? Because if he runs out of necroplasm, like, what happens if he gets dragged back to hell? Like, does he refill it there automatically and then he just comes back up? Like, what happens? Is that considered a loss? I don't know.
fought Batman to a standstill.
And as befits his past profession, he loves his big-ass 90s guns.
Though his greatest weapon is the sentient being he's genetically and spiritually bonded to, his cloak. Letha of the 7th house of K.
You ever wonder why his cape's red? Nope, well, now you are, and it's red because it's made from the apple Eve ate in the Garden of Eden. It's literally made of original sin. Oh, and also the souls of a million sinners, including every one of Hell's victims. Also a touch of vampire for good measure.
K7 Letha is constantly evolving. It can act independently to defend.
Oh. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Wait, if that's part of the suit though, like wouldn't that be basically him like wearing sin on his person, and then couldn't that potentially cause more damage from the penance stare? Maybe? I feel like I'm asking a lot more questions than answers at this point. I mean, it's better to, ask questions. How else are you gonna learn, right? Let's see. Arsenal, Agony Axe, Chains of Hell, God Fruit, Guns, AK-830 rocket launcher, Brimstone cannon, burst missile launcher, Madcap submachine gun, necroplasma gun, sawed-off shotgun, X7 Letha, Sword of the Spirit.
Spawn with an infinite stream of chains, transform into weapons, or drain people of their power. It is the most potent weapon Hell has ever created.
It even helped Spawn beat the primordial dark god Urizen, who can destroy and eat your soul with just a glare.
Except the souls bonded to Spawn acted as a buffer, allowing him to survive.
You'd think with an arsenal like that, he'd be unstoppable. But Hellspawn
He
has
is.
a weakness to holy weapons and can be killed permanently if decapitated by one.
Though Spawn has managed to survive this in the past. No, Spawn's greatest weakness is his own, how do I put this, stupidity.
So Spawn fought this angel lady, Angela. Great name for an angel. She had this dimensional lance that could wipe Hellspawn out of existence, and Spawn got it. But instead of, being cautious around a mysterious angel weapon that hurts him, he just had to push the big shiny button and activate it on himself.
And
Oh,
so
Jesus.
Spawn was forever destroyed until he reconfigured reality to undo his own inexistence.
There we are, good as new.
Yeah.
That
Oh my god, that would be nice. Oh, I died. Here, let me rewind reality. So, hey, I'm alive again. Hey y'all. That'd be so that'd be crazy. Let's see. Instead of the spear erasing Spawn instinctively reflected the power back at the spear itself, erasing it and its wielder from reality.
has to be the first
Oh!
time we've seen someone
Okay, so just an
accidentally
Uno
kill
reverse.
themselves and survive.
On his quest as Hell's greatest warrior, Spawn has defeated a serial killer ice cream man, a demonic clown, and even his old boss remade by Heaven into an anti-Spawn. He's even encountered other Hellspawn.
Killing bad guys might seem counterintuitive if you work for a Hell Lord, but it actually just adds more souls to Balbosia's army. An army
Yep.
Spawn would have to lead in a war with Heaven that had killed all of humanity.
Because the reason Malbolgia chose Al to be his commander wasn't that he was some great warrior. It was because Al had proven that he was the best at taking orders.
All his life and all his death, Al was nothing more than a hired gun.
But he knew it, and he would do so no more.
So Spawn marched down to Hell and ripped Balbosia's head off. With a scream so loud
Oh!
it echoed through all of reality, Spawn became the king of the 8th circle of Hell.
As King, Spawn is literally
Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, Hellkeen Spawn constantly increases in power. Giant form, omnipotent in hell, soul obliteration, divine spawn, so they're probably an angel also, angelic wings, granted by Mother of Existence, regeneration and reality reconfiguration. See, this right here. This right here. This is the shit I'm talking about. Okay? Omnipotent in hell. So guess what? Even if he ran out of necroplasm, he's just gonna go back to hell. And then if he gets Hellkeen spawn version, basically omnipotent. Cool.
A part of hell itself, gaining access to an unlimited pool of energy that increases 100-fold with every heartbeat. He's effectively omnipotent in there, and strong enough to challenge other hell lords like Mammon and Satan.
He got so strong, the only thing left was to finally resolve the war between heaven and hell.
But Spawn needed help from the being who created this god and Satan to begin with, the mother of existence, Gaia.
She wasn't cool with her kids being total assholes, so she appointed Spawn to be the universe's savior.
By eating the fruit from the Tree of Life, Spawn became truly divine,
And
capable of battling God and Satan in a stalemate for eternity that extinguished all life on Earth.
And each of them are powerful enough to create.
Oh, God. 10 hells and 7 heavens consist of infinite lasers. Lasers? Layers! Each circle of hell is infinite in size, with each one separated by an infinite distance. Likewise, every layer of heaven is infinite, existing within different time continuums. And I imagine that he can travel to these different layers of hells and heavens. Yeah. Why would you sit here and say Zarathos can do that and not have something that's comparable?
And control infinitely sized universes.
Spawn broke the stalemate by letting God and Satan destroy him, only for Gaia to separate the two from the reality they threatened.
Then, just like that time with the Lance, Spawn respawned and recreated the Earth. Poof, good as new.
Finally freed of the weight of heaven.
Oh, here we go. Recreated. Literally, the first fucking sentence created the entire world. Closed all the dead zones created by God. Tore a hole in the space-time continuum. Survived and rewrote his own unexistence. Stated to be the strongest hellspawn. Matched God and Satan in divine form. And defeated Metal Bolgia, Satan, Mammon, Urizen, Anti-Spawn, and Violator.
Heaven and hell, Al asked to be
I'm
reborn as a
worried.
human, but he knew in his heart he deserved to carry on his undead penance in perpetuity.
He's a creature of the 90s, Wiz. He won't be happy unless he can instantly brood over the injustice of his own existence.
Though if
Yep,
you threaten the alley
sounds
he
about right.
calls home, beware, because Spawn will turn whatever's left of your life into a living hell.
This battle is sponsored by DraftKings Casino.
If the slots are certain time.
A death battle!
Okay. Final remarks. Final decision. I really hope it's Ghost Rider. But gods and devils, damn it. It's probably going to be Spawn. Let's just see the carnage, man. Let's just do it.
Nights like these drive men insane. Brimstone in the air. Something's coming. If it wants a piece of me, there'll be hell to pay.
Go back to the pit you squirmed from, Hellspawn.
Make me.
Oh my god. Dude, this track is amazing.
It's nothing personal. Vengeance calls.
Wait, what's the timer for? Is that supposed to be the amount of time he has left on his ectoplasm or necroplasm?
Sloppy. You fight like a bum.
You fight like a bum.
Earned your damnation.
Oh, yep, there it is.
Welcome to hell.
Oh. Oh. Here we go. Zero floats already? Bro. No, I'm worried now. It's always the first transformation thing. It's usually whoever transforms first is the one who dies.
The vestments of the holy cannot disguise your wickedness. God forbid.
God forbid. Dude, this is metal as fuck.
Simmons, your sins are innumerable. I am here to wreak vengeance upon your soul.
No.
I eat sin for breakfast. Have a taste of your own goddamn medicine.
No way.
I'm an innocent.
It's like you said, nothing personal, asshole.
KO! God damn!
Literally, this was a nail biter of a battle that pitted Ghost Rider's immeasurable power.
Oh my god. Gods. Devils. Oh no. I I mean I had a feeling, man. It just I was just not ready for this. All right, well, let's just see if my calculations were at least right on like why.
Against Spawn's skill and versatility. Let's break this down into 4 categories.
First up, power. Divine Spawn could match God and Satan, who could create universes. Similar in scale to Ghost Rider's bouts with a lot of the powerhouses in Marvel.
But Zarathos was different.
Oh, here we go. Spawn can affect infinite timelines and bulk spaces, such as the overlap of Zarathos as a threat to an infinite number of infinite multiverses, infinite timelines, higher dimensions, transcendent realms, and the bulk space connecting them.
Remember, his power can match that of Mephisto and Galactus, who can threaten
So wait,
all
they
of
gave
Marvel's
they
infinite
gave him the
cosmic
power,
reality,
right?
far greater than any cosmos Spawn has ever affected. Even though Spawn's battled and defeated Satan in more recent comics, implying he's retained a level of power similar to his divine form, he couldn't match Zarathos in power alone.
Ghost Rider may take power, but remember, Johnny actively resists Zarathos' influence, so Spawn may have had time in the fight to learn and adapt to Ghost Rider before he went full Blue Fury.
And Spawn definitely had the edge in skill. He
Yeah.
spent decades in military combat. and
The
is a
CIA
master martial
training.
artist, whereas Johnny more so relies on his invincibility.
The ultimate dream power.
Yeah, here we go. Johnny Blaze once claimed only God can destroy Ghost Riders permanently. However, as shown in Ghost Rider Volume 281 and Ghost Rider Danny Ketch, separating a spirit from their host is fatal to the former, regardless of God's involvement. Oh. So when he ripped Zarathos out of Johnny, that's when Johnny got killed. Gotcha. I understand.
Power for a stuntman. Even with his crazy powers, Ghost Rider was a lot more direct than Spawn, pretty much entirely focused on attacking the soul.
Which doesn't bode well for his versatility. Spawn can stop time, manipulate matter, turn intangible, control minds, warp reality. The Ghost Rider had a much more limited arsenal by comparison. Spawn had a huge advantage in this category.
Though with his invincibility, way greater power, and the ability to scorch your soul to nothing, Ghost Rider could score the win through brute force, right?
Not exactly. The last piece of the puzzle
Yeah.
is their resistances. Basically, who was harder to kill. Spawn's constant main
Oh, yeah, here we go. Spawn has also twice survived the fourth layer of hell, which subjects the souls to its own sins, like the pets. Yeah, there it is. I I was about to say, yeah, I feel like it just came down to really who had the better,
Winding up
penance
committing
there.
these collective sin and pain meant he could survive attacks on his soul, including the penance stare, just like he resisted a very similar attack from Urizen.
Best of all, remember the time he rewrote reality to undo his own inexistence?
There was nothing the Ghost Rider could do to overpower that, and that time with the lance wasn't planned, it was purely instinctual. He could replicate it any time he wanted, like in his fight with God and Satan.
So how do you put Spawn down for good? Well, you can't. At least Johnny and Zarathos could.
Unlike how Ghost Rider's soul has been vulnerable to attack before, like when Danny
Jesus.
used the penance stare to depower Johnny.
This sort of thing actually happens a lot.
Yeah, honestly, I had a feeling like reading all the stupid. I feel like this runs into every situation where like a character that has like insane levels of stupid bullshit that they can do is like always comes out the winner. It just crazy. Let's see. Mephisto claimed stealing Ghost Rider's soul would be difficult, but only through trickery. In Ghost Rider 06, Danny stole spirits of vengeance from Ghost Riders worldwide, including Johnny. Johnny's soul has also been stolen by Moondark and Centurious.
Even in recent comics, the whole reason Johnny and Zarathos are bonded in the first place is because Zarathos' soul was manipulated by Mephisto.
And not only does Spawn have plenty of experience manipulating souls, he can replicate the effect of the penance stare itself.
And just think about that. A penance stare on Zarathos would mean he's feeling the pain from every penance stare that he's ever done.
Oh,
Penance
God.
squared.
The damnation
That is such a valid point. But wouldn't that basically do the same thing, though? It would have the same effect, though, right? On, Spawn? But I guess he doesn't. It just boils again down to resistance, honestly. Like, I wonder if he had, like, less resistance to the penance stare, if maybe things would be a little different, but
stare,
I doubt
on the
it.
other hand, actively helped Spawn, sending him to hell where he gets a literal infinite power boost.
And it wasn't just Spawn's soul powers that it's
Oh, what's this? Rogue is absorbing Zarathos allowed him to briefly control her, but Letha can control the soul, body, and mind of her host. Given how constantly resist her, you could similarly resist Zarathos' control.
spell trouble. He had other ways to bypass Ghost Rider's immortality too, like transmutation, rewriting reality, or just straight up stealing his powers, which has worked on multiple Ghost Riders in the past.
Giving Spawn the final edge.
Jesus
Zarathos was almost
Christ.
unbeatable,
Yeah, it's Ghost Rider far stronger. They have the same amount of speed, but incapable of killing Spawn, less versatile, and vulnerable to being separated from Zarathos. Spawn is more versatile, can regenerate from anything Rider does, multiple ways to bypass Rider's immortality, but he's far weaker.
massive power
Yeah.
advantage, soul destruction, immortality, but Spawn could counter everything thrown at him, and was too unkillable for Zarathos' strength advantage to matter in the long run against his crazier abilities.
That was one hell of a fight, and at least Johnny went out in a blaze of glory.
The winner is Spawn.
Jesus.
Next time on Death Battle.
That,
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
now that I'm excited for. I'll say it right now, though, with that next death battle, I don't know. I want to vote for Shigaraki. But I feel like Mahito's got it just because of his soul manipulation powers. But I guess it depends because I don't think cursed energy can be, or cursed spirits can't be hit by physical damage or can be touched, right? I don't know. That's another conversation for the next video. But yeah, this has been it's been an interesting battle. I'm a I was honestly kind of partial either way. Like Ghost Rider and Spawn are both pretty cool. I still like Ghost Rider a lot, but I don't know. I mean, the fight was good. Music was really good too. So if you did like this video, though, feel free to drop a like down below. If you are excited as well to see the next death battle, comment down below who you think's gonna win. And of course, if you have any other pieces of cool fun bits, tidbits, comment those down below as well. And if you want to see more, consider hitting the subscribe button over there. Like I've said in my couple streams I've been doing, I am trying to hit the 500 subscriber mark so we can get some cool emotes to be having here on this channel. Yay! But yeah, thank you once again for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Goodbye!